All right, hello everybody. Hope you're doing well here. Tonight I'm going to do something special. I very rarely focus on relationships. Today I wanted to do something to check in for like all partnerships in our life. So for some of us the partnership could be love. For some of us it could be business. For some of us this could also be family. So whether it's love, business, or family, or the person that you're thinking of, this is just a quick chance for us to tap in and see what's going on with them. I'm going to keep it short. We're going to do one card per sign, and I'm running the whole thing off my phone because my internet connection died and I'm having someone fix it tomorrow. So I want to see if I can do Taurus tomorrow morning. So hopefully, if this goes through well, we'll still be able to do tomorrow's. Otherwise, I'll be rescheduling it for Friday. All right, let me just put my monitor to the side and I'll get started. So welcome to a special impromptu. When I have a challenge, I try to take lemons and make lemonade. So that's what I'm doing tonight. And I also wanted to test the water and do different types of readings. Now that, again, I'm in a space where once my connection is working here, the internet connection, I can do readings at various times of the day. It's not just 5 in the morning or 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. I can do it anytime. So trying to accommodate different time zones, different schedules, and doing some different things, okay? So the test here is to see if my phone can consistently hold this connection. So if there are any major issues, let me know. Nothing is lost because this is not something that I had planned on the schedule anyway. I'm just trying it. And again, since I've freed up my schedule this week to not do all the 1 card, 1 minute pulls, I can also do some of these things here. Thank you, Regina, for the feedback. It's pretty good. 5G should be enough. You normally need like 12 to 15 megabits per second, and I did a test and it should work. Once before I had to do this for like Sagittarius and it worked out. So my goal is that if this works, we're going to try to go for like half an hour, 45 minutes. I like the impromptus to be shorter. If it works, then tomorrow this is what I'll do and we'll be okay. All right, and it's always good to have a backup. As someone that works in technology, you got to always have a plan B, and so this is my plan B. So when I test out new things, I also like to kind of show up and hang out with you. So this impromptu special, we're going to pull one card for each sign, and the way that it will work is I want you to focus on someone that you care about. I don't just read your person, your love interest. This could be your mom, your teacher, your boss. The key thing here is that you love and care about them. Love is the connection between you and the other person. So let's check in on the love connection, okay? It can be romantic or platonic, as the title implied. Before I begin on this, definitely, it's time to subscribe, folks. You can tell I'm starting to do more impromptus, and if you don't opt into notifications, you'll have to catch it on replay. So it's just encouragement. And subscribe. I want to see the channel grow so that I can reach more people and have more of an impact and give back. So that's the main reason there. Join me on social. This isn't even on social. It's so impromptu, but I will later post it on social so you can catch it. Remember that I don't offer any sort of services through direct message, and I don't do any readings. Everything is free here on YouTube. So if you want to show love and support, it's always optional, but that's the kind of way that I work here. Okay? So let's have some fun. Let's check in sign by sign. Before we do that, take a moment to just close your eyes. Take a deep breath and focus on who you are and where you are right now, because if we're going to read your person, we need to clear your energy. See yourself in a circle of light and imagine that the person that you care the most about is on the other side of that circle of light. And then just keep them there until we get to your sign, okay? So we'll be reading your birth sign, and then you'll focus on your person, all right? So we're going to start first with Aries. Again, I'm not taking any questions here. I'm reading for relationships in your life, and it's going to be 1 card per sign. All right, so Aries, let's see what's going on for you. Your person, the person you're thinking about the most, what do you need to know? So right now, this person has a lot going on. We have the 2 of Pentacles here showing me that, because we're reading them, they may not know where you are kind of standing in their life. So one thing that might benefit them is to sort of state what it is that you want. Also to kind of, if they feel like they're also kind of like overwhelmed or really busy, to try to take a load off of them. Just say, hey, I see that there's a lot going on. Can I give you a hand with everything? How are you doing? They're either having a hard time managing their resources, or they're trying to figure out where they stand with you. and you may be trying to figure out that as well. So give them a little bit of space, Aries, and also give them some love, give them some support, and give them some encouragement, okay? One thing that I want to do is write this down so I can I'll keep track of it. I might ask you along the line if I forget which sign I'm doing. I'm going to keep one out on the table for each so I can count. That's going to help. We're in uncharted territory and trying new things here. All right, so Aries, that's the message here. Your person is busy. They may need some help prioritizing. They may want you to help prioritize, and it'll be all right. At the end of the day, just give them some space. Let's move on from Aries to Taurus. Let's take a look at your person. At the end of this, I might do something extra if we have time, but let's focus first on all the different people that you're looking at. So Taurus, take a moment, focus on the person, think of their name, think of their face. Let me shuffle the cards, and let's see the message for Taurus and Taurus's person. Interesting. So we have judgment for Taurus's person. And this is basically them. There's a lot of decision making that needs to be done in this moment in time. I should specify, this is for the next week or so. It's a shorter, more ephemeral reading, but I would say for the next week you could be focusing on this energy. But in this moment in time, the other person may have a hard time accepting what you've told them, because judgment in reverse is basically, I didn't have a say in that, or I don't understand that, or why is this happening to me, or just trying to get some understanding on this. Here's the interesting thing. For those of you that have announced something, let's say that you're moving, it could be a coming out, it could be any sort of thing where you're establishing your wish, desire, or version of yourself. You're not actually asking for permission, and they just may need some time to adjust to the new you, okay? So that can be judgment reverse when your person's looking at you. Disbelief, lack of understanding. So in that case, you give them time, you give them space, you give them context. And you remember that the way to share that sort of message is that you love them, and you love them unconditionally, and all you're asking for is an open mind, and hopefully that same unconditional love and support. Again, if you've broken up with someone or quit a job, disbelief. Why this happened? Are you sure you want to do this? So the more solid and grounded you are in your conviction and in your communication, the more receptive they will be to what it is that you're trying to put out into the universe. Okay? That's the message right here, right now. The other thing is both of you may be trying on something new, a new persona, a new opportunity, and it's kind of hard to figure out how that fits and how that sits. So yeah, just be patient with one another. I think that's going to be really important. All right. Welcome to all the new members. Great to see some new folks and some new faces here, and I'm glad the connection's holding out. All right. So that was for Taurus. We're going to move along now to Gemini. Gemini, think about your person, write their name down, say it out loud, see their picture in your head, whatever. As I shuffle the cards, let's take a look and see what's going on with Gemini's person. Sorry about the mic. All right. Gemini, the person that you are thinking about the most. Eight of Cups, on and off. This is not a bad card. The Eight of Cups is a curious card when it comes to relationships, especially when it's reversed. So in the upright position, this card would be saying, actually it's kind of like a nice extension of Three of Cups. So if you're starting to connect with someone, Ace of Cups is interest, Two of Cups is starting to connect, Three of Cups can be intimacy but non-committal. The Eight of Cups is saying on and off, or for an extended amount of time you've been doing something but there hasn't really been a decision about exclusivity. Sometimes this can be a very casual relationship that's been going for a long time. So having benefits, so to speak, what you want to figure out is where you stand on this as well. More of the same right now. This person isn't gone. Now, here's an interesting thing. So if we take out if you're seeing someone or if you're connected with someone, now if you are, if a door was shut, so here's where we can go to platonic relationships and business. This is saying that it's not permanently shut. There's room for more in the future. It is more of a pause or a semicolon, and basically if something was denied, let's say you applied for a job and you didn't get it, they're still interested in you. There may be something that's a better match down the road. So the good news for those of you that felt a form of rejection, especially a platonic or a business type rejection, the door is cracked open. Keep that kind of line of communication open, it can benefit you. For those of you in a relationship, sometimes this is frustrating because it's on and off, or it's just stagnating and plateauing, and one of you has to take an initiative and say what you want. This can also just be saying, I need some space. So your person may just need some space. They're walking away, getting some clarity and getting their sort of head in the right space. Eight of Cups is fun. There's a lot of ways to take it. The cool thing with this, though, is that you have control over the Eight of Cups. Just decide what you want and share that with the other person, okay? That was Gemini. Let's move on to Cancer. Cancer, take a moment, think about your person and what message you want to share with your person, and not what message you want to share with them, what message you want to receive about your person, and we'll see what's going on. So Cancer, what is going on with the person you're thinking about the most? I've never done this type of reading, so if you like it, thanks Regina for the feedback, glad you like it. Cancer, the person that you are focusing on right now, whether it's love or platonic, they're in a different space. So Eight of Swords is someone who's distracted, who may not be reciprocating on all the thoughts. I should leave the Chiron up so you know what I'm talking about. So Cancer, your person is kind of in their own world. Eight of Swords has a hard time empathizing with others, may be really stressed out, may be working really hard, may just be ignoring you. The key thing here is I would reset your attention to your own life, and don't worry so much about trying to control or navigate or even affect that person, because they need to sort out their own issues first, okay? They may also be at a loss for what to do. This could definitely be indecision. Usually Two of Swords is more indecision, but Eight of Swords can just be like, I have no clue. This is me when I went up to trigonometry, but I think I dropped out of trig in high school. I was like, no, I'm gonna just focus on English. I was not a math person. I did as much as I needed, and then I thought, I'm gonna go extra into this because this is not it. I remember sitting there the first day thinking I needed to transfer to a different class. So sometimes you can be lost and you just know this isn't for me. So your person, the person that you're caring about, if it is like a relationship, they just need to focus on themselves. They're not interested right now so much in the interplay between you and them. And I think that's something to just sort of be mindful of. There's only so much you can help them with. This is a time to really focus on anything where there's an energetic improvement or connection and return on that investment. All right? I hope that helps you out, Cancer. This has nothing to do with you. I have to say, the Eight of Swords, this person's not tuned in, okay? So don't worry so much about that. Let's move from Cancer to Leo. Leo, think about someone in your life, friend, love, coworker, the most significant relationship, and let's pull a card and see what the messages are. So again, this is for Leo. I can't remember if I said Leo. So we just did Cancer. This is for Leo. Leo, think about your person, and then let's move forward and see what's coming through. Interesting. Okay, so we have the 10 of Swords for the person you're thinking about the most. This can indicate, for some of you, there could have been a misunderstanding, miscommunication, an argument of sorts. The 10 of Swords can often be spilled words. The other person may also just be in a painful space right now, a lot of stress. They could also even be in physical pain, and they're trying to figure out, how do I deal with it? The Modern Witch deck is really cool because if you look closely at this card, she's holding a phone. And this can be something like a text or a comment on social media that wasn't maybe even intended to hurt them or affect them, but there's something, they're hanging on to a word or a thought, probably more than they should. And so if it was a word that you shared with them, an exchange that you had, now is the chance for you to basically clear the air and hopefully mend things a little bit. Otherwise, just be there for them. Be there to support them, because the 10 of Swords needs time, needs space, needs support, needs love. It's basically gentle energy would be the way that I would approach anyone that's dealing with that. It could also just be someone who is sick. A lot of times when you get the flu, this card can come through, or when you're just at your wit's end. So let them tell you how and where they can show up for you, and I would take them at that word, okay? So that's basically what we're seeing for Leo. Let's move from Leo to Virgo. Virgo, think about the person that you care about the most. Focus on their name, their image, or say it out loud while I shuffle the cards and let's see what the message is. Busy. Okay, so looking at Virgo, we have the Five of Wands coming through here. This person is possibly in school or in work, or there's a lot going on, so you may have a hard time connecting with them. The other thing that's kind of interesting with Five of Wands in a relationship, let's say like a love relationship, but it even works for friendships, there's always a question with this: how hard is it to be with this person? I have a couple of really great friends here in LA, and it's easy. Friendship, platonic friendship, it's just fun. We hang out, it's good, there's no arguments, there's no sort of struggle in figuring out where we need to go. If we don't talk in a while, no big deal. If we talk a lot, no big deal. It's easy because it fits. Then there's people where you're stressing out on trying to find a place, stressing out when you're there, listening to a lot from them, but they're not really asking about what's going on with you. So look at the relationship connection and think, are we doing equal amounts of work? Or am I feeling like I'm at work when I'm with this person? So either they're lagged down in work, or they're looking at you wondering why you're working so much, or there's just too much work in the relationship, and it should be a little easier. Yes, relationships are work, but they shouldn't be a pain. They shouldn't be so much work that you're feeling exhausted at the end of the day, okay? So I think that that's the best advice I can give you, is that when it's right, it just feels right and it just fits and it's natural and there's a cadence to it. So if that's lacking in the relationship that you're thinking about, work, love, friend, family, it's time to pull back just a little bit, okay? Get some clarity and let them miss you a little bit, let them come to you this time around, okay? So there you go, Virgo. Let's move from Virgo to Libra. Libra, take a moment, focus on the person that you care about the most. It can be love, friendship, platonic. Hold that into your head for a second. Let's shuffle the cards and let's see the message. Yeah, if you guys like this, I'll do it more often. It's kind of fun for me. One card, no problem. And we can get a lot of information in one card. I'm open to trying new things. So when you like something new, say that you like it in the comments on replay, and we'll go from there. All right, Libra, think of your person. Let's see. I'll let you see me pull the card. Oh, wow. Libra, good time for you. Okay, so Libra, you get the very exciting star card. The star card did come through reversed, and she's basically reminding you to be yourself. And also, your person may have a moment where they're looking at you shine, or they're shining, and there's this moment of wondering, like, do I belong with this person, or fear of outshining or whatever. Don't worry about it. I like to remind folks that when one partner is doing well, that actually means by definition that you're either energetically ascending or they're going to ascend to match you. You are like energies attracting one another. So when your friend is on the rise, get inspired, get to work, start to do things, because you have the star power too. So your person is the star and you're also the star. Don't focus so much on them, and really just support them and applaud them if something great is happening. That's the best thing that you can do, because think of how nice it is to feel supported and loved when things are going well for you, right? Just to sort of get that sense of, I am like, wow, people are here for me, and then just be there for them, okay? So there's this nice opportunity for celebration on one side of the equation. It's a little harder for me to look at this because with the star reverse, they could just be feeling like you're on the rise and they're not a part of that. And so remind them how important they've been to you and how important they'll remain. And if they're doing well and you're the one that's wondering, am I okay? This reading was for you, and you just tell them, like, I'm so happy for you. That's all you have to say. I'm so happy for you. You worked hard. If anyone deserves it, it's you. And then work on yourself. This is also a deep soul partner. You've had more than one lifetime together. There are certain cards that constitute a soul connection: judgment, death, the star. Those are deep relationships because they go beyond this lifetime, even Six of Swords. It shows me life after life after lifetime, there's been a connection here. So one thing that I will say with the star is that this person that you are thinking or asking about can affect you in a way that others can't. So it can be platonic, but like they get into your head sometimes. So give yourself time and space to ground who you are, how you care about them, what you want this relationship to look like this lifetime, and see where that takes you. But the Star is a great card. So I think great things are coming for you and the person that you care about. So let's embrace that part of it. Okay, great. Well, we're done now with Libra. Let's take a look at Scorpio. Scorpio, think about someone that's been on your mind. Focus on them, say their name, hold their image in your head, and let's tune in to Scorpio's person. Four of Cups, interesting. All right, Scorpio, let's talk about this. It's Four of Cups in reverse. So this person is wondering, is this what I want? The Three of Cups is sometimes a question of commitment. Do I want to go further? But the Four of Cups is more existential. It's sort of saying like, how did I end up at this point in my life? Is there something more that I can do? Is someone else doing better than I am? How do I feel about that? There's a lot of like existential, sometimes even unnecessary questions going on when they should be focusing on the blessing. Look at that Ace of Cups that's floating hidden in this Four of Cups. They may think to themselves, this person got this, that happened faster for them, I'm stuck here. And the universe is knocking on the window saying, but I just set you up for something awesome. So they may need a little bit of perspective. You may not need to teach them this. This is one thing that I've learned in the long run. Wait and see if someone's interested in hearing your perspective. So if they start to complain about something or vent about something, you can say, you know, I hear what you're saying, and I'm sorry that you're stressed out. How can I be there for you? Do you want support, a listening ear, or do you want my advice? Because they're not the same things. And sometimes the advice may be constructive and they have to be ready for that constructive element. So ask them, say, do you want advice or you just want a listening ear? I can do either. And I think that will help you especially, okay? But when it comes to the relationship, step back a little bit. Four of Cups means they need time to sort themselves out. So friendships and love, work would be a little bit different, but for friendships and love, I would say that person is trying to figure out who they are, and they're having maybe a hard time appreciating you and appreciating the connection until they figure out what they want. It's more of an ego-based card. So give them space. Give them space and focus on you as well. Okay, very similar to the Five of Wands. It's going to be too much work to shift their energy. That's not our job anyway. And ask yourself too, while they're doing that, why are they so sort of distracted when I'm right here, right? So this is your chance to focus on you. And by the way, you might have, because like attracts like, these messages can also mirror what's going on in your life. There's a hidden opportunity. If you're thinking, I don't know about this connection, you might be right. There might be an upgrade. There might be something else. So both of you, it looks like you want to just sort of get some space, get some perspective, and I think that's fine for this moment in time. All right, Scorpio. We're going to move next to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you know the drill here. We're going to be looking at someone that you are thinking about, concerned about, that you care about. Focus on their name, their face, and just hold that while I shuffle the cards. Zoom this out a little bit. Okay. So again, Sagittarius. Okay, looking pretty good, Sag. So for Sagittarius, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. They're looking at you as outspoken. They're looking also to you to say and figure something out. So if there's a date or a time when you're going to be able to get something done or whatever, you're the one that's going to say, hey, how about this restaurant? What does this date look like? I'm ready at this time. Go ahead and throw the first sort of line out there and let them go from there. They're going to be a lot more comfortable not taking the first step. They can always push back or edit it. So just say what's on your mind. More likely than not, they're waiting to hear it. One thing you want to be careful of whenever we have an ace or any of the court cards reversed is to be mindful of the critical elements. So if there is something critical to say, get in, get out. And again, like I asked earlier, like I was saying earlier with the Four of Cups, just make sure that it's welcome, that it's something that they're open to. But they want to hear from you. The Ace of Swords is a communication card, but keep it brief. There is brevity with swords reversed. So for you, your person wants to talk, but they may not have as much time as usual. So keep it shorter, get them wanting you to call back. Just say, hey, you can, like if you have a dog like me, or if you're driving home, you can say, hey, I'm on my way home, or I'm just walking the dog. I only have a few minutes, but I was thinking of you. I just wanted to check in. Everything okay? I can't talk long, but you were the first person on my list. That's a really nice thing to have sometimes. And time block it so that it is just a 10 or 15-minute call and say, well, I'm done, but let's talk again soon. Call me when you're ready, or if you want to meet up. I just wanted to check in. And that's nice. So short and sweet. And the sweet part is important too. Or if it is going to be something that you need to get across, constructive, but critical, but very, very constructive and very supportive. Okay? That's what's going on for Sagittarius. And by the way, if you this can also be an icebreaker. So for a professional setting, this reminds me of an ice pick upside down. So I would say focus on not just going straight in for what you need. So if, let's say it's tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and you have a day job and you have like all this stuff and you're stressed out. Before you get into that, take a moment, take a pulse check with the person that you want to talk to and just say, do you have time to grab a coffee? Talk to them, listen to them, and then just say, hey, babe, by the way, before we get started, there's one thing that I need to talk to you about. Do you have 5 minutes? You've broken the ice, you've established a rapport, now you can ask for what you want. It's going to be a lot more warmly received. Even just saying, how are you doing today? What's going on? Get their listen to them first before you ask for something. It's good advice anyway, but my guides were like, break the ice. All right, that's everything for Sag's person. All right, let's look at Capricorn. Capricorn, focus on someone that you care about or someone that you need some insight on, and let's pull a card and see what's going on with them. All right. Capricorn. What's going on with Capricorn's person? They're busy. But the two of you can do something really cool together. This is especially favorable for those of you that are in a business relationship or a friend relationship. So we've got the motorcyclist at the bottom of the Eight of Wands, but there's a lot going on. Here's the cool thing. They're willing to make time for you. They're willing to take a break from their schedule and see you. And if they do that, that also really underlines how important a connection you are to them. And for you, there's a little message to do the same thing. But what I see with the person that you're thinking of the most, Eight of Wands is in the middle of something. If you, were looking at me a couple days ago when I was moving, it would be something like the Tower, the Eight of Wands, and the Fool, because I was going through the Tower, trying to make everything work and stepping into something new. Many other cards would have applied, but that's what came to mind. Eight of Wands just means there's a lot going on, and any time that they give you is valuable and precious. So I would say in this moment in time, just be appreciative of that. Now, for the partnerships, you can do great things together. This is productivity. So they're very much in their zone, and you can also be in your zone, because these are mirror cards. So the thing here would be to work well together, work on your own stuff, celebrate what they're working on. It's about work. There's a big work component in this and a busy component. So don't begrudge their busyness, and I don't think they're begrudging yours. They're busy, you're busy, and whatever you can do in this timeline, it's key to sort of talk. Eight of Cups and Eight of Wands are very similar. So this message for Gemini was the Eight of Cups. Eight of Wands and Eight of Cups are very similar. So what I would say here for you, Capricorn, with this is it can be like Eight of Cups is more long distance. Eight of Wands is just like different timelines. So maybe your partner works a night shift as a nurse, or they may be taking a business trip, and you're just trying to figure out how to navigate schedules. Make an effort. That's the main thing here. They're willing to go the distance for you, go the distance for them too. Okay? That is a message for Capricorn's person. Let's move on to Aquarius. Think about someone that you care about, someone that you need some information about that's close to you. Remember, the magic connection on all of these readings is love. So you need to feel a sense of love and connection towards them. It doesn't have to be sexual. It can be platonic, but you care about them. Focus on them, Aquarius. Let's see what the message is. Ooh, great card, Aquarius. All right, so Aquarius, we have the Empress. So this is what your person is not only thinking about you, but they can also be like this energy. And I'm getting the sense that you're both strong. And Aquarians that I've known in my life tend to be very strong. So the Empress is saying, there's room for two. There's room for two strong people in this relationship. But the challenge between the two of you is going to be the tug of war. Who gets to do what? And so there's an opportunity here for boundaries to be set, for again, you both get to lead the dance, right? You don't have to, we're getting out of this sort of old zone that one person does this, one person does that. You can both take the lead, you can both follow sometimes. So I think the biggest thing is how to be there in a strong relationship and take turns. This is a control card, and it's a divine nurturing card. Your person wants to be spoiled a little bit or taken care of, and they want to see that there is respect. A queen wants her subjects or the people around her to treat her like a queen. So I get the strong energies actually on both sides. So cuts both ways. Show a little bit of love, but also expect a little bit of love with this person. The only thing that can be interesting here is that neither of you want to slip into the role of parent with the other. We have a divine feminine, but it can work as father figure too. We just don't want to try to fix the person, and so give them space to be an adult, to be the queen or the king that they are, and it will be okay. All right, so great energy here. Really good if you're trying to go further in a relationship. This is a power card, so I'm feeling really, really good about Aquarius. Aquarius and I think Libra had two of the strongest cards so far with the Star and the Empress. So I feel like these are on firm foundations, okay? Especially this Empress card because she's upright. So things are looking good for the most part. Power and control, though, could be a piece of this, and getting out of that maternal-paternal role, because that's not sexy. We want to make sure that you're both kind of showing up in the same energy. All right, let's go ahead now and move on to Pisces. Pisces, think about someone in your life that you need clarity on. We're going to see what the message is, whether it's about them or about you or what they're thinking. The card will tell us. So just focus on your person's face or name. And let's see what's coming through for Pisces person. That's a little bit of alliteration there. So Pisces, your person, is having a hard time putting themselves out there. So the Four of Pentacles is someone that holds on to something that's safe, not necessarily because it's the right thing, but because it's predictable. I'm afraid that if I go here that I'll lose this. I'm afraid if I wear my heart on my sleeve that this will be revealed about me. So let's take fear out of the component here, or out of the equation rather. And I think that's the important thing as you're talking to them and dealing with them, is to say, let's not be afraid. Let's just explore. The worst that will happen is like when I did this live. The worst that will happen is it doesn't work. At least you tried, right? That's kind of how I approach things. You always have to give it a shot and hope for the best. I moved from a place where I was stressed and I thought, well, why don't I just do something special tonight? Let's change the energy, because I don't like the stressed version. It makes me not happy. I want to be happy and productive and moving things. So with your person, this is what I would say is, why don't we focus on something that, and I think they need to give a little bit more, to be honest. It's one side or the other needs to give a little more, because again, these are mirror cards, but your person may want more, but they're not giving enough. So it's give and take. And we don't want 60-40, not all the time. We don't want 70-30, don't make me do any more math. We want more like 50-50, right? So each side giving equal amounts, occasionally going up or down depending on sickness or wealth or whatever's going on in your life. But they could give a little more, you could give a little more. Something needs to be balanced out. Financially speaking, they could be going through some challenges and they may not be talking about it. But this is a card of limitations. They could ask for help if they want it. They could try some different things. So help them not be limited if they're open to that. And also just, again, make sure that there's equal exchange of energy. That's the main thing that I'm seeing for Pisces person. I have to really be slow when I say that. So how'd you guys like that? Hopefully you enjoyed that. Let's focus on you now. Let's pull 3 cards to see how you can be your own best person. And I'm gonna, I'll leave these here. Well, one more time, we'll just take a look at all of let's see if there's any trends here. I think that what I really liked about looking at all 12 signs here as I'm looking at this, that I saw a lot of really kind of interesting, as we went to Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, all of the air signs seem to be in a really, really good space when it comes to things coming to them, things that they're attracting, all of that. That's kind of interesting. Air is going through some good stuff right now. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, lots of fours, lots of sort of in the dark energy, right? So very similar here. And then as we look at Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, a lot of openings and opportunities in work, very productive period for you. Aries, Leo, and Sag, for you it looks like it's actually all over the place, I would say. So you need to focus on yourself, finding balance, keeping things to yourself. I think communication is the one thing, communication and focusing on one thing at a time. But overall, the cards look pretty good and the opportunities look pretty good. All right, let me clear the cards here and let's focus on you. Because, as many of you know, your relationship with yourself arguably is the most important relationship. So let's see how that is shaping up. What can you do to love and accept yourself more? Past, present, future influences. Well, this is gorgeous. Okay, so let's get started on this. Past, present, and future. In the past here, one of the things that's coming up or that's playing a role in current relationships, and also just like how you love yourself, is the inner child. The sun, although designed with divine feminine energy here, typically is a little baby boy on a horse. There's magic, there's birth, there's reinvention that's a part of this, but there's also just sort of a playful side. So it doesn't matter if you're male, female, adult, or young, the inner child wants to come out and play. And the sun card is about honoring some of those dreams that maybe we put on the back burner, waiting for school, for marriage, for parents to accept, all these sort of things. But they're still there. The inner kid is raising his or her hand and saying, hey, what about that? When am I going to do this? When does the fun start? So have some fun. Also, this is about releasing energy. And if you've been holding on to something and thinking that, eventually I'm going to do this or be this, the baby's born, the baby's riding the horse. So it's time to kind of just go with it. We have Lovers, reverse, and present energy for you. Do you love yourself as much as others do? Because this card is kind of interesting. It shows me that there's a lot of divine love around you. There's a lot of celebration. But it may be hard to receive that. Taking a compliment can sometimes be the hardest thing, right? Just saying thank you, or oh, that's really sweet, thank you, whatever. But sometimes we're like, oh no, it was nothing, or it's not. Don't say it was nothing. Don't discount what you did. Just say, you know what, that means a lot. Very rarely do people say that. I have a hard time saying thanks, but I'm going to say it today, thank you. That's so much better than saying it was nothing. Don't devalue yourself or your contribution. Accept a compliment, accept some abundance when it comes your way. Let the universe know that you're okay with that. Not only that you're okay with it, but yeah, I receive it. I'm grateful for it, because it's almost a lack of gratitude to discount it. So just say thank you, and I appreciate you too. There you go. You shouldn't accept something that's less than what you want. The Lovers in reverse can be unrequited or unwelcomed love or opportunity. So the flip side of this is true. Don't say yes if you don't mean it. Don't say I love you if you don't mean it. For yourself, though, accept that you are a person of power, value, and worth. Accept great things that come to you because of the work that you've done. Don't say yes just because you're pressured and want to make someone happy for you. You are the magnet in this equation. And so once you start to feel that magnetic energy, then you'll start to pull things in that are worthy of the work that you've done on yourself, okay? And then as we look now at future opportunities, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So many of you are getting inspired to go back to the drawing board. Maybe you're going to go back to school. Maybe you're going to learn a new trade. Maybe you're just going to sink your teeth into something that you love, and it doesn't have to have any application whatsoever. This is your time to do something also that would be of a legacy nature. Leaving a thumbprint on this planet before you go in a positive way, making it better for the next group of people. I think that was a big part of this lifetime for me, was to give back, to share, to educate, to empower as much as possible in whatever amount of time that I'm given. And it took me like half of my lifetime to kind of wake up to it, and I'm doing the most now with the time that remains. So once you kind of wake up to that call, that's going to be really key. But I feel like productivity awaits you, and for some of you, kind of legacy or magnum opus, the big great work of your life. I talked about Charlotte's Web before, where her magnum opus was that sort of egg sac where all her little babies in the future would kind of come through. So what's your big gift to yourself, to your family, to your children, to society, to your soul? This is what it's about. When you work on that magnum opus, all the cards that I pulled are going to shift, and you're going to see something more powerful, because now you're doing something, it's selfless, right? It's yes, your heart is connected to it, but it's also for a bigger group. And so then more love and more opportunity pours into your life, and it amplifies it. As I say that, my crown just lights up. So it was fun for me to check in on all your people, but the big message for you is amazing. Like something wants to be birthed. In doing so, so much love comes through that you may wonder, like, am I worth it? Yes, you're worth it. And then there's more that wants to come from that. This can be a signature of a contract, future opportunities, people saying, more of that, please. Can I have some more? So that is exciting, folks. So I think that's it. I want these to be short if I do a quick impromptu, so that they're digestible, so that people are busy, can look at each and every sign and each and every message and digest them. Do you like this? Do you like the time length? If you do, leave a comment below. I'm going to take a moment to say thanks to everybody. If you were kind enough to give back or become a member, I saw we got some new members, so give me a moment to do so. All right. And then maybe if I have a moment, I'll do like just a final question at the end here. But let me go ahead and say thanks first, because I was guided to do like maybe a final question. First things first, gratitude. So let's pull up the member tab here, and I wanted to welcome all those brand new members, and I see we just got a new one too. All right, so by the way, membership has privileges. You get to vote twice on the weekend collectives. When I have my Q&A, which hopefully will be coming up in about a month to a month and a half, you'll get to submit questions as well. All right, so welcome to Willow Nighthawk, cool name, Wild Foxes, Paranormal Experiences, I think it got cut off a little bit there, Reading with, all I can see is Mom, but thank you, Tara Rubin, Grace R, Sharon Stevens, and I think that's the folks that joined here. And let's see, yeah, Tara, that was the last one. So thank you to all of those new members. Good to have you, and again, let me know what you think about things like this. I do appreciate your feedback. And again, I tried to make this not just for love, but any person in your life, so that it was a little bit broader, because not all of us are dating someone, but all of us are thinking about someone. So that gives us a chance to figure out how to navigate that. For super stickers and super chat, let me just say a special thanks to those that gave back. We have a short list, so it'll be quick. Tracy, thank you so much for kicking things off. Lucy Rodriguez and Isha Marie, good to see you again, and thank you for your kind support. All right, as a thank you for those who stuck around through all of the thank yous here, I want, and I should normally put a graphic up saying thanks, but I'd like to give you a chance to ask a final question, something that I do in all of my readings if I have time. So this final question, this final card, can be anything that you are dealing with. It doesn't have to be your person. Just focus on a question that you need some insight on, and we'll take a look, okay? Just as a little thank you for letting me try something new and letting me test out my internet connection. One of the things with moving is there's always something, right? So you just got to roll with it. It'll eventually all be stable and good. Okay, so focus on, let me just clear the energy of these cards so they're on the side. Focus on whatever question you need some advice on. Let's allow the cards to give you the insight that you need. Strength card, beautiful. This actually came up for this morning's reading when I was reading for Aries. Came to me in dreams last night. It was bent, it was folded in half. Strength card was reversed. Let's look at it in the upright position. So the strength card is basically saying, yes, you are strong enough to do this. Yes, you have the capacity to make this happen. Yes, basically, you can do this. The strength card reversed could indicate that someone in your life is going to put you to a test, or is going to test your patience, or test your resolve, or test your power. One of the things that you want to remind yourself is that you do not have to sort of overly defend or overly compensate for anything. Your cool, calm, collected sense of being is going to be more than enough. Sorry, there's some street noise. Think about if any of you have ever seen Sade, the singer, she just has this this nice, cool, calm presence. That to me is like what I would put on the strength card. Someone who's just, she's got it together. So that's kind of what's popping into my head, like a cool sensibility, because people will look at you and just think, wow, you're like unbothered and you're okay. So it's going to be that quiet storm. That's why I was thinking of her, because that's one of her lyrics. That's what's going to be able to win the day for you, okay? Not trying to prove I'm better than you, not trying to win at an argument, just being cool, calm, and collected, all right? Now, as a question, yes, no, it's a yes. Don't get into that power struggle. And the other thing here is don't neglect your physical strength, so your health. Are you working too many hours? Are you stressing out too much? Are you giving too much, more than is necessary, more than is being compensated for? If so, take a break, take some time off. During this move, I made some choices. I'm like, I'll resume the one card pulls when my internet connection is fine, but I'm gonna have some fun and do some other things in the interim, and that's what I'm doing. And I gave myself a day or two. If I needed to cancel tomorrow, I'd cancel. Like, I can't control schedules, so when it comes to new opportunities and new openings, do the same for yourself. If you need to make some changes, if you need to say no, if you need to be flexible, be flexible. That's life, right? We can't negotiate every sort of thing that comes out at us at once. We have to rest, we have to integrate, we have to be aware and be present, okay? That's all, folks, for today. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will be back, fingers crossed, tomorrow morning, because it looks like this worked out okay. So I'll be back tomorrow morning, and I look forward to seeing you then, okay? I'm going to be reading for, let's see, so we did Aries today. We'll be doing Taurus and then Gemini, even if I have to do it on my phone. I'm glad you were able to see this and that there were no connection issues. All right, everyone, take care of yourselves. Lots of love and light. Let me see if I missed anybody. Jay at Journeys, thank you so much for that last contribution there. And I think that's it. Okay, so if you enjoyed, leave a comment below and let me know that you want more videos like this. All right, until I see you on the next Impromptu or the next scheduled reading, much love and much light to you. Apollo's sleeping in the background, so we're just gonna let him sleep. Right, buddy? He's like, yes, let me sleep. All right, everybody, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.